And welcome once again to Living in the 21st Century. We are back here with Michael Smith, founder of Boston Carnival Village. We're going to discuss more in detail some of his photography. And Michael, please take it away.
Photography and fine art photography. This is my latest venture into the photography world. I love seeing my stuff in frames on walls.
Right, maybe you can show us some
in people's homes.
Yes, just hold.
This is a piece I can't remember the town I traveled to. But this particular piece, I always wanted to understand the process of cranberry picking and what it was all about.
Well, so this was taken here?
Yeah, this is done outside of Massachusetts in a cranberry farm.
Oh,
this is the owner of the cranberry. And I wanted to see how this thing worked. So I did some research, found a farm, called up the owner. He says, come on down. And I spent a few hours on the farm taking photographs. These are one of the pieces that I love very much. So this is cranberry farms. And those, by the way, it's all cranberries.
Okay.
This is what he used, the water. They flood the cranberry, they flood the farm.
Yes.
All the fruits float to the top. And he drives around in this thing just scooping it up.
So these cranberries grow flat on the ground?
Yeah, on a tree.
On a tree?
Yep.
So when you flood the farm, what happens? They just lift the cranberries off?
At the end of this, the way they design the farm is sort of in a bed, down maybe 4 feet.
Okay.
Or maybe less than that. And at the picking season, they just flood the bed with water. It's all filled up. And what happens, it literally shakes the cranberry loose.
Oh,
this machine he's driving in as he's going through there, if there are any cranberries that still hung to the trees, they loosen it up.
Oh.
And he has guys on the other end gathering it up. So if you have cranberry jam in your house, that sort of a stuff, this is the farm it came from. So that's my piece on cranberry. This here is a piece I did in Port of Spain, Trinidad, the wharf. I took a walk down there one day, and this big private yacht was parked.
Oh, that's a yacht?
Yep, that's a private yacht, sorry.
Oh, okay.
Parked there.
Oh, parked, okay.
And I was talking to the owners, or not the owners, I didn't see the owners, but the guys on the yacht doing their thing. And I thought it made a beautiful composition.
Yes, I do.
From that angle of Trinidad Seaport District, but the wharf. That's that piece. This is a piece in development, Chagaramas. I went to Chagaramas.
That's the southern side of Trinidad?
Southern side where they have the military base. And when I was leaving, I noticed this building parked.
Yes.
Nobody, it's just been decaying for years. And I thought I'd take a shot of it.
It's beautiful.
It's a piece I'm still working on. I'm not sure if I got it yet. I think it's looked better in black and white, but I'm playing with the different tones and pulling the building out and trying to keep the
black
background.
and white probably complement it a lot because it indicates the age of the building, which would more look good in black and white. Yeah.
I wanted the trees and everything else around it to give you a sense of where it is.
Yes.
But not have the surroundings subtract from the building.
Absolutely.
So that's a kind of a strange process you do when you start working in black and white. You have a way to play with the different tones and bring it out. So that's what's going on this piece, Chagaramas.
Okay.
This thing is here in the U.S. I can't remember where exactly, but I think went to apple picking And
Here in Massachusetts?
Yeah, here in Massachusetts. It was late in the evening, and they sell different things here. But what got me on this piece was the clouds.
Oh, yes.
The cloud is the key on this piece. I wanted to capture that cloud, and I'm still working on it. I still think I have it a little bit too much on the dark side, because I'm trying to, again, I want the clouds to pop more.
Yes.
And that piece I'm working on also. But this is what I mean when I talk about trying to get into that fine art
Details.
business. Yeah. You want the image to talk to whoever is going to
Absolutely.
spend whatever money to put it in their house.
Yeah.
And, oh boy, I'm done. This is a piece, you might recognize that.
It do look familiar.
As Port of Spain,
Yes.
around the savannah at night. And I went to Port of Spain. I wanted to do this at night because I wanted to see, I want to
Light.
capture the building
Absolutely.
lit from inside.
Yes.
And that's what's going on here. So, trying to capture all the lights in the building, and it's funny, you don't want to capture it in such a way that you blow out all the details
Right.
when you get inside, and at the same time, you don't want to wash out the outside.
Absolutely.
Because when you're exposing for the camera, it has a certain zone that it will capture everything, and a certain zone it won't. So now you're trying to get everything to fit within this little space. So when I do my post-production, I can pull out all the images, all the stuff that I want. Typically when I shoot for the highlights.
Okay. Yeah, that's good.
I aim to capture the lighting, and then post-production, I try to pull the outside out.
Absolutely.
So by focusing on this, you see all the details inside the building, and you can get it out. If you just point a camera and capture,
Right.
you'll capture everything,
But you have to know what you're doing.
yeah, that's correct. You got to understand what you're doing. That's the key on that. So that's in Port of Spain, Trinidad.
Yes, it's a beautiful piece.
Yeah. This says right here in Boston. And this is under the Zachem Bunker Hill Bridge at night. That big new bridge they put up there.
Right.
Well, when you look at it from the bottom, depending on the angle you're at, you get to see all this structural detail. And if you notice how the lights...
Well, you did a good job with the taking this picture, because the lights,
Yep.
often when you take a picture in the lights,
Yep.
you often get this drag, and
Yep.
you don't get the light bring about a blur.
That's correct.
The setting of what you do with
Yep.
the camera has to be precise
Yep.
to get that sparkle
Yep.
and bring it out. That is really good.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Again, that's the key. So I want you to see the detail of the understructure of the bridge,
Yes.
but make sure I don't blow out the lights. And again, a lot of work in post-production.
Yes.
You know, you kind of what am I going for in the beginning, and then you try to do the rest in
Absolutely.
in post-production. So it's a bit of a work, but it's a work that I love to do. It's just absolutely fabulous. This I left for light is a kind of a collage that I did, and it's when I went back to Trinidad in 2020, the first ever steel pan event held in Tobago, official steel pan that was sponsored by Pan Tobago. I happened to be there for that.
Okay.
And I decided to create a piece to show what I captured that night. This image here is the boat going into the Port of Spain that day when I was there, and I captured that.
Yes.
on the boat. I wanted to get a shot of Tobago. And then that night, when they had the panorama event, I took 1 million photographs. And this is one of the pieces that I came up with from that collection.
Right.
To commemorate that first ever event in Tobago.
Nice.
And
I guess Tobago is coming along now because I've been there a couple times and it's nothing in comparison to the development of Trinidad. I think they have a population of like 5,000 or something in Tobago.
a little higher than that.
A little higher than that now.
But here's the thing that's always been going on with Tobago. Tobago has always been a hotspot for tourists. And they're doing a lot of work to bring it up now. They give them a new airport, or they upgraded the airport. I think they have a ministry of Tobago now.
Oh, interesting.
To give them more opportunity to do their own thing, to develop. Also, I think they're not interested in having developers come to Tobago in the classic sense. One of the main reasons for that is they don't want Tobago to turn into another Jamaica or Barbados, overrun by tourists, and everything is just designed to service these people. So they want to keep it as is, down. If you know what you're looking for when you go to Tobago, you could find it. You could enjoy all the beaches, but they really don't want to, boom. Same thing with Trinidad. They refuse to do this tourist thing. Also, although in Trinidad, the ecotourism trade is booming.
Yes.
A lot of people come in there to go and see the forest and that sort of a stuff, as opposed to tourists in Port of Spain.
Right.
Doing the thing. Well, the Carnival, you can't stop that
Absolutely.
group of people. But they're not actively pursuing tourism as part of the economics of the island in that sense, because they just want to keep that, what do you call it, purity. Tobago is huge, my friend. This was the first time I ever been to Tobago. First time.
Mm-hmm.
And I was there, and somebody says the event is going to be in Tobago. I said, how do you get there? I bought a ticket. Gone to the event.
Mm-hmm.
Well, by the time the event over at 3 o'clock in the morning, no boats are running. Where am I going to sleep?
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking to a group of people. One of them says, oh, I know a guy you might be able to sleep with at night.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, by the way, I found my buddy to take you there.
Mm-hmm.
I said, God damn, okay, cool. I locked out.
Mm-hmm.
Took me in the car, we drive into the place, and I'm saying, shit, how am I getting out of here in the morning? Because I think the first boat out is around 6 o'clock or something like that. I say to the guy, can I book you tomorrow? Come and pick me up when I leave here? He say, yep, no problem. that was an amazing adventure, man. No plan at all. I just went to Tobago, slept in a room in this guy's house, was up, boom, back on the boat, back to Trinidad. That was weird, but beautiful. Tobago is truly a paradise, man.
Yes, it is.
Truly.
Yes, it is. So we want to look at the preservation of arts and culture. It has to be done through this younger generation. People like yourself would have laid the foundation, worked tirelessly to make sure that everything goes the right way.
Yeah.
This generation of people that we have, their minds are so fixated on many things. And the things that matter most to us in our times growing up no longer matters to them. How could we preserve or teach our young people for this time and season to preserve a heritage which is so rich in culture, arts, craft, and not just the arts, but all type of arts, from the visual to the culinary, performing arts, you name it.
Yeah.
How can we keep that not only just here in the United States of America, but even, as I said, in the Caribbean region? We want to keep people focused, but this has to come along with good educational benefits.
The only place that could start, from my perspective, parents. The parents have to be part of that process. They have to teach them from here high. Culture is important. Then the schools have to further develop that. But it has to start with the parents. The parents has to have this type of thing about their culture, and they have to push it. I'll tell you a story with my own 2 girls. I love a lot of music. I'm always playing music in the house. Jazz and all of that sort of a stuff. And they looked as though they weren't paying any mind to it. And today, what I see they're doing, I am just blown away. I said, wait a minute. You like that? You check that out? It's because when they were growing up,
Yes.
and what I was doing, it was working.
Yes.
Although they give you the attitude like they didn't care, they were working. Because when they reach that age, and I tell a lot of people, when kids reach a certain age and they feel like if they know everything, and I see guys fighting with their kids, I say, dude, stop for a minute. Think about when you were their age.
Absolutely.
What were you doing? You were doing the same thing, man.
Exactly.
So just go back there and recalculate, and you will deal with them. That's what we got to do. But somehow or the other, we grow up, we forget, boom, boom, boom. So I strongly believe it starts with the parents and programs in the school.
Okay. What are your immediate plans, your immediate plans for here in Boston? You mentioned you want to take a plan to the school to figure out what they're doing with steel pans and so forth. Are you developing any form of strategic plans or educational packages, actually?
Well, yes, I would love to. But here, I am right now in touch with Pan Trinbago in Trinidad. I'm waiting for them to kick back to me because I'm working with a gentleman in a school in Randolph. They want steel pans in their school.
Okay.
So I'm trying to act as the middleman to make that happen.
Right.
They want a full-blown steel pan, and they want the whole package. Teachers training, the whole 9 yards. So I'm trying to help them develop that, but I'm trying to work with Pan Trinbago first because they're the authority.
Right.
To see if they have something. If they don't have something, do they know anybody in Trinidad that has something?
Well, I mean, this could be a good, this could be a next wing of economic development for Trinidad.
Right.
Because if schools from here in America want to have their kids go and learn or have teachers teach them here, actually, would it not be wise for them to have some instructor back in Trinidad
That's
to have
correct.
teachers there
Yes.
that they can mentor?
Absolutely right. I wrote a proposal for that, which I've sent to Pan Trinbago about 1 million times already.
Yes.
Because I wasn't thinking so much here. I was just thinking the Caribbean and all the Caribbean islands as a start.
Yes.
To get this thing off the ground. For instance, silly idea, I think. We have the Junior Steel Pan Panorama Champion in Trinidad every year. The youths played pans, mad beautiful. I'm saying the winner of the band of that panorama for the juniors, instead of giving them a trophy and all of that good stuff, blah, 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 why don't we take it one other step? Have them tour the Caribbean.
Absolutely.
You take these youths and the steel pans and you have them tour. And any school, any island they go to, they talk to the kids in those schools about playing the steel pan, the whole 9 yards, and keep on going. At the same time, we help them set up the same thing in their schools. So we get them the pants, the tuners, the arrangers, the whole 9 yards, and teach them how to do it themselves. Pushing the culture on a bigger level. Yes, I totally agree, and I want to see that come here too. So,
let me ask a question. do you think if, let's say, first of all, let me ask you, how committed are Trinidadians here in Massachusetts, right, to steel pan? Let's say we had brought in some youths from Trinidad in a steel orchestra.
Yeah.
I guess they'll have to get the pans from someone here.
Yeah.
And they put on a display. How many do you think you can get a crowd?
We can do that very easily. But here's the problem. You can't wait. Well, we have one dedicated steel pan in Boston right now. I think we have more than one. But we need to have something in place to nurture our community, right?
Absolutely.
Trinidadians love their panorama. Okay, no problem. I think we've gone beyond that. But I think all these initiatives need to come from the people who run in the Carnival committee. And if they can't do it, I'm ready to replace them to do that. Because the initiative have to come from them. It is their job to create this environment and go find the sponsors or the money to pay for it. Because it's a tough business to have a guy say to a guy, go make a nice costume and at the same time go out there and try to find sponsors. Ain't gonna happen.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Sponsorship is a big, big job.
Absolutely.
Right.
What about if there were a person, and bypassing the committee and so forth,
Yep.
want to bring in a group of steel pan players?
Yep.
Just like how you have the Boston Parks.
Right. Correct.
And you run some ads on television.
Yes.
That we're going to host this event, this steel orchestra event.
Yes.
Do you think you can draw a big crowd from that?
Yeah. I already have that on paper.
Okay.
I think it's what I call a steel pan festival. I bring steel pans here, but it will be coupled to a sort of a teaching component.
Yes.
Because I want some of the arrangers to come here and have seminars talking about a pan. The place that I was going to use to stage all that is Roxbury Community College. And have a big steel pan festival. The pans, at least 2 or 3 of the major bands from Trinidad, I want come here. And they will be performing like concerts and free concerts on City Hall Plaza, Seaport District, wherever people can want them. So you want them to come to Attleboro, put them on a truck, find a park somewhere, set it up, promote it, have a nice show. But that costs serious pesos.
Yes, it do.
And the only way to make that happen is to find a way to talk, at least in the city of Boston, to the Businessmen Association.
Yeah, I found that to be a problem now, where you have organizations didn't really care too much about giving funding to non-profit organizations like they used to before, because it was a tax exemption at one point.
Well,
no longer it is.
Right.
How can we then? I mean, that's the problem. We're giving everything free, but what are we pulling back?
In terms of the business, I am not telling you to give me your money and use it as a write-off. I'm selling you a service.
Okay.
I am telling you it's going to be good for your business if the name of Business X is sponsoring this steel pan for this event.
Okay.
I'm selling you a product because I want that steel band while they're here to come to your corporate breakfast or whatever and put on a nice little performance for you and your employees, that sort of a thing. So I am selling them a package
Okay.
to sell their business. If you want the band to carry your name for the day while they're here, no problem. Okay. I would put a label on the pants to make that happen. So you're going to come out and hear them play, you're going to participate in all the paraphernalias that you're paying for to promote the event. And what they're looking for is either more eyeballs or more sales for their business.
Absolutely.
That's my angle. I'm not trying to say, well, you know, I have an organization you could deduct. No.
You're selling them a product.
I am selling you a product. You do advertising every year. This is just another avenue that you probably never look at. Because whatever business you're doing, you're saying you want to promote it to a certain class or race of people, etc., etc. I'm saying, here is it.
Okay.
Here is my demographics. And over this period of time, when I have this event, this is how much people I expect to be there. And I want you to have a representative at each of these events to hand out your product. That's it.
That's it.
Don't give me no hand me down.
Okay.
No. That, like you say, to me, that don't work.
That don't
You
work.
see